In the heart of a mist-covered moor stood Thornwood Manor, an imposing Victorian estate shrouded in mystery. The centerpiece of the manor's parlor was a grand dollhouse, an exact replica of the estate, meticulously crafted with every detail from the cobblestone pathways to the faded wallpaper in the nursery. This dollhouse, a gift to the lady of Thornwood Manor, was more than just a child's plaything. It was a portal to the past, cursed by the tragedies it had witnessed. In 1887, Lady Eleanor Thornwood, the young and beautiful mistress of the manor, received the dollhouse as a wedding gift from her husband, Lord Henry Thornwood. It was a marvel of craftsmanship, and soon it became Lady Eleanor's obsession. She spent hours each day rearranging the miniature furniture, dressing the tiny dolls, and losing herself in the world of the dollhouse. But as days passed, strange things began to happen. Late at night, servants reported hearing faint laughter and footsteps coming from the parlor, even though no one was there. The dollhouse seemed to change on its own. Curtains would be drawn differently, tiny portraits would be askew, and sometimes a doll would be found in a different room than where it had been left. Lady Eleanor dismissed these occurrences as the result of tired minds, but deep down, she felt an uneasy connection to the miniature world. The first tragedy struck when Lady Eleanor's newborn son, William, mysteriously fell ill. Despite the best efforts of doctors, the child grew weaker by the day. In her grief, Eleanor turned to the dollhouse for comfort, noticing that the doll representing her son had been moved to the nursery. It was then she realized that the dollhouse was mirroring the real world. One night, in a desperate attempt to save her son, Eleanor moved the doll representing William to the manor's infirmary room within the dollhouse. But the next morning, her child was found lifeless in his crib, as if the dollhouse had sealed his fate. Eleanor was inconsolable, and her sanity began to unravel. After William's death, Thornwood Manor was plagued by misfortune. Guests who stayed in the house began experiencing night terrors, all involving the dollhouse. They dreamt of being trapped inside it, reliving the moments before each Thornwood tragedy. Servants who dared to touch the dollhouse met untimely ends, each death eerily mirrored by the position of the dolls. Lady Eleanor, now a shadow of her former self, became a recluse. She was convinced that the dollhouse was cursed, and that it had a life of its own. She believed that the souls of the deceased Thornwood family members were trapped within the dolls, forced to reenact their tragic fates for eternity. The final blow came when Lord Henry, determined to destroy the dollhouse, was found dead in the parlor, his body contorted in an unnatural way. His death mirrored that of the Lord Doll, which had been found crumpled at the bottom of the dollhouse staircase. Eleanor, now alone and completely mad, believed that the only way to break the curse was to burn the dollhouse. She set the parlor ablaze, but as the flames consumed the dollhouse, they seemed to leap out, setting the entire manor on fire. The blaze was unstoppable, and Thornwood Manor burned to the ground, taking Eleanor and the cursed dollhouse with it. Yet, the dollhouse was not destroyed. When the villagers combed through the ashes of Thornwood Manor, they found it completely intact, sitting amidst the ruins untouched by the fire. The dollhouse was taken to a nearby museum, where it became a macabre attraction. Years passed, and the dollhouse was eventually forgotten, sold at an estate auction to a couple who admired its intricate design. They placed it in their daughter's room, unaware of its dark history. Soon their daughter began speaking to the dolls, claiming they told her stories of a grand manor and the tragedies that unfolded within. One night, the couple awoke to the sound of laughter and footsteps echoing from their daughter's room. When they entered, they found the dollhouse lit from within, as if tiny candles were burning in each room. The dolls had moved, reenacting the moment before the Thornwood Manor fire. As the parents stared in horror, the flames within the dollhouse leapt out, engulfing the room in an inferno. The house burned to the ground, and once again, the dollhouse was found unscathed in the ashes. Now it sits in an antique store waiting for its next owner and for the next tragedy to unfold.